Hi everyone, in today's video we're going to talk about something called Redux. Now, it might at first seem very similar to the concept of IP adapter, but there is a huge difference and I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's just start using it and you'll see some amazing things that you can do with it, and undoubtedly it is a very powerful tool that you can combine into your ComfyUI workflows. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get started. Alright, so this time, unlike the other times, I'm not going to start with the default workflow because the concept of the Redux works with the Flux model. So I'm going to start with the Flux basic and standard workflow. If you're unfamiliar with this workflow, check out my previous video regarding the Flux. You can see all the details there, but I'm going to do a quick overview on this standard workflow just to get you up and running. So here we have the basic load diffusion model node. And of course, if you're missing any of the nodes, I recommend you upgrade ComfyUI to the latest version. Always check through the manager and click on update all. It will update all your ComfyUI nodes. It will update all your custom nodes. And this way you'll be sure that you're up and running with the latest version and updates. So on the load diffusion module, I check here the Flux Lumiere model. Lumiere model, if you're unfamiliar with it, is a very realistic model and I really like the results of this model. We will take a look at it later. And you can find it here on the Civit AI website. Simply type Lumiere on the search. You will find Lumiere Alpha, which relates to the Flux model. And of course, I will add the link in the description. This is a very high quality model and the results are spectacular, as you will see throughout this video. So back to our standard Flux workflow. Under dual clip loader, I'm loading the T5XXL FP8 and I'm loading the clip L safe tensor with the type 2 Flux. This is very important because you want the compiler because you want the clip to know that it's dealing with a Flux model. Here we have a basic guider node, which basically helps guiding the model throughout the sampling process, empty latent, the standard empty latent image, which generates kind of a blank canvas for the model to work on. Random noise, this is basically the random seed that we're going to use in our sampler. It's basically the same as the seed generator on the K sampler node. Here we have the K sampler select. Here you choose the sampler and for Flux I use Euler. It works the best. Under the basic scheduler, this is basically where you choose what kind of a scheduler you want. I always keep it on simple, and the number of steps. I tend to start on 16 to 20 steps, and if I see results that I like, I pump it up to around 35 in order to get a much more detailed and high quality results, but usually starting with 20 steps is more than enough. Here we have the sampler custom advanced. This is basically very similar to the K sampler, but all the parameters are external with custom nodes, with external nodes, and are not built indirectly into the sampler like the K sampler node. Here we have the clip text encode. This is the general clip text encoder, and you'll note that here on the Flux model, we don't have negative prompts. One of the strong features of Flux is that you can use a very intuitive and native language with it. You don't have to type in tags like 4K, high res, high details and things like that. Rather a very simple English, and sometimes even other languages are enough. And as you can see, the results are very spectacular. Under the load VAE, I make sure that I'm loading the Flux VAE and the VAE decode. This is basically the usual, the regular VAE decode. looking at this workflow, it's very simple and it's very basic. And on this workflow, we're going to build up and see how we can use the Redux node, which I guarantee will provide you a lot of control on your generations. But we gave it a first run just to see how it looks, and you can see that the result is very nice. The Lumiere model generates very realistic and high quality details. I really like it, and we're going to work with it. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do in order to start using the Redux concept is to load the Load Clip Vision custom node. So we will just double click and we will type Load Clip Vision, and we have this Load Clip Vision. This is native to ComfyUI. And here I'm going to choose a model called SIG Clip Vision Patch 14. If you don't have it, I got the best results with it. If you don't have it, I'll add a link in the description. But basically, this is a Hugging Face link, and here you will have this SIG Clip Vision Patch 384 safe tensor. Just download it. Once you download it, you want to add it to your ComfyUI folder, and here under the models and the Clip Vision folder, and just paste it here and then refresh your ComfyUI, and then you will have it in the Load Clip Vision list. And the second thing that we want to have is an image, because Redux takes an image and it interprets that image and understands what the image contains. And when you give it instructions in the prompt, it knows that the reference is always the image provided by the Redux node. So here we're just going to choose an image of this woman behind a green wall background. And this is the image that we're going to use for our example. The next node that we want to load is the Clip Vision Encode. And what it does, it knows to take the Clip Vision model and the image and process it and encode it into a language that the model will understand. And you can see here that we have this crop concept because the Clip Vision works best in rectangular images. So we're going to do a crop in the center. This way it will cut the outlines of the image and it will use the information in the center of the image for the processing of this Clip Vision concept. And we want to add is the node that comes with the Reflux custom node, and this basically is a styler node. So you can just type style model and you'll choose this one. You can see that it came with the advanced reflux control, and here we're going to push the Clip Vision output into the Clip Vision output, and the conditioning is going to be the output of the clip text encode. So we're going to pull it here into the conditioning. As for the style model, we're going to use another node called Load Style Model. And once again, this is one of the ComfyUI's core. And here under the style model name, we're going to choose the Flux Dev Redux. And this model can also be found in Hugging Face. Of course, the link will be in the description. And once you save this file, this is the file Flux Redux Dev Safe Tensor. And you simply have to save it into your ComfyUI's style folder. You can see here there's a style models, and just put the file in here. Style models are basically models that know to extract and change styling of an image. And this is basically what Redux is best for, changing and restyling the images. So going back to our workflow, here we have the style model, and we're going to plug it into the style model apply simple. And once everything is connected, we're going to take the conditioning and push it through into the guider in our Flux workflow. Now, instead of creating a prompt out of nothing, what we want to do is consider the fact that the prompt relates to the image. So what we can do now, for example, is simply write anime style with vivid colors, for example. And let's give it a run and see what happens. And once the run is done, let's see what we got. And you can see that it pretty much nailed it. What does it mean? So I didn't have to tell it anything. It understood completely that what I want to see is a blonde woman wearing this half see-through or kind of a black lace shirt on a green background, and you can see that it completely nailed it. We indeed have an anime style, and it just did everything as it should. Let's do another test, but this time we'll make it cinematic, low light, dark shadows, and let's see what happens now. Once again, it nailed it. You can see that it understood that we want this blonde woman with this black lace or whatever it's called shirt, and there is a green background, but it completely implemented the instructions that we gave it. It's much more cinematic. You can see that indeed there is a very low light and the shadows are really dark and grim. Now let's give it a try and see what happens if now we're going to write it something like that, a man, and run it. Well, you can see that now it didn't work because it still uses this image as a reference, and in this image we have a female and she's blonde. So imagine like there is a prompt here behind the scenes saying a blonde woman wearing black lace standing on a background of a green wall. So this is basically the prompt. And when we write here a man, it collides with the prompt that the clip vision or the Redux node interprets. And this is why we don't really see a man. But I would assume that if we will give it some weight, let's try and play with it. I never tried it, but let's see if it works. If we'll give the word man a bit more weight using the brackets, and let's see what happens. I'm not sure it will work. I never tried it, but it's very interesting. I would suggest that this woman is a bit more masculine in her facial features, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it didn't really work, and you can see that it keeps using the female as a part of the prompt. But if you go here, you'll see that we have this image strength. So the image strength basically tells it how much influence the clip and the image should have on the prompt. So let's try and move it to the lowest, and once again we'll give it a run and see if this time indeed we get more influence of the prompt itself. Unbelievable. What do you know, it really worked, and you can see that it kept all the features of the image. So we still have the green background, we still have this black textured shirt, we still have the long blonde hair, but we do have a male face with male features, and I really like the result. I think it's a very powerful tool. Let's do another test, but this time we'll choose a more complex image and see how it works. Unlike before, this time I took an image with a more colorful background, and you can see that there are patterns on the shirt and the man is wearing sunglasses. And this time let's try and write GTAL style and see if it manages to make this image that I already think it's kind of a GTA vibe, but it is photorealistic. And let's see if it manages to generate it in a GTAL style. Let's give it a run and see what happens. But this time I want to take the impact to high because I really want the image to remain pretty much the same, and I just wanted the style to change. So let's click Q and see what happens. Okay, so maybe we gave too much weight to the image because first of all we can see that it completely understood what the image is all about, and you can see that it maintains the colors and the concept of the person and the hairstyling. You can see here that it's got this short hair and the sunglasses and everything went very well, but maybe it didn't understand quite well when I meant GTA style, or that I gave too much weight to the image. So let's change it to medium and click Q once more, and let's see what happens. And let's see what we got. Yeah, absolutely. You can see now that the GTA style takes more place in the image. And I would assume that if we will take the image strength into a low, we will get a much better result. I want also to note that the Lumiere model is best for photorealistic results. So it might also have the influence that although it made it a GTA style, you can see still this 3D touch it gave to the image. But let's go with the low impact and see what goes. So you see that we did get a GTA style image, and because we made the influence low, it did maintain the concept of the man and the glasses, but it really gave another interpretation to the pattern of the shirt, and you can see that the background is now replaced. Instead of a colorful background, it concentrated on the bluish style, and you can see that it replaced the glasses, the sunglasses, to regular glasses. But I really like this image, I really like the concept, and I guess you can already see the powerful things that you can do with the Redux model. So this is about it. I really hope you like this video, and I really hope you understand what a powerful concept the Redux is, and you can just play with it for hours and have full control over the images that you're getting. Really hope you like the video. If so, please like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.